Welcome to Spectrum News at 4, coming to you live from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. My name is Ofonono Joseph. Let's take a look at the top stories. President Tinubu refugee family reunion route. Good afternoon. Many thanks for joining us on the news at this hour. We begin this afternoon from the national scene where President Bola Tinubu has said that distributions of federal projects are not skewed in favor of any of the 6 geopolitical zones. The president, who reaffirmed his commitment to serve all Nigerians equitably, also dismissed claims that his administration has disproportionately favored the South in the distribution of federal projects. Attributing the claim to some northern opposition figures, the president countered by releasing an infographic showing that northern sub-regions have received the bulk of federal projects and budgets under his administration. Highlighting ongoing infrastructure investment, Tinubu pointed to the Lagos-Calabar Highway in the south, the Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway in the north, the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri Rail in the east, and the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Expressway in the center, as well as the Trans-Saharan Highway linking Nigeria with neighboring countries. He also listed the rehabilitation of health centers nationwide, approval for light rail projects in Kano, Kaduna, Lagos, and Ogun, the revival of the 255-megawatt Kaduna power plant, construction of bridges in Onitsha and Bonny, the expansion of oil exploration in Bauchi and Gombe, and progress on the AKK gas pipeline as some of his administration's projects. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu has described Vice President Kashim Shettima as a loyal deputy, dependable partner, and an embodiment of service-driven leadership. In a personal tribute to celebrate the Vice President on his 59th birthday, President Tinubu lauded Shettima's courage, tenacity, and commitment to Nigeria's progress. He noted that his choice of Shettima as vice president has proven to be one of his most rewarding decisions. The president further applauded Shettima's contributions in advancing the Renewed Hope agenda, citing his involvement in forging new global partnerships and driving reforms on food security and investment. He stressed that Shettima's fresh perspectives and unwavering support have strengthened the administration's work and reassured Nigerians of its commitment to development. Away from that, the federal government has unveiled 2 key documents to guide the integration of evidence-based traditional medicine into Nigeria's health system. The government said the strategic plan of action for implementing the traditional medicine policy, along with the code of ethics and practice for traditional medicine practitioners, is designed to sanitize the subsector, enhance its effectiveness, and position it for global recognition and competitiveness. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Salako, unveiled the document at the commemoration of the 2025 African Traditional Medicine Day in Abuja. The minister said the initiative aligns with President Bola Tinubu's administration's resolve to promote research-driven traditional medicine and expand its role in healthcare delivery. Meanwhile, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, has attributed the recent increase in diaspora remittances to the economic reforms of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the trust and confidence Nigerians in the diaspora have in the system. In a statement issued by the Commission's spokesperson, Abdul Rahman Balogun in Abuja, she described the boost to Nigeria's economy from its diaspora community in recent times as humongous. Diaspora remittance inflows tripled to $600 million monthly over the past 2 months, according to statistics from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. Dabiri Arewa appreciated the CBN under the leadership of Olayemi Cardoso, whose various policies, she said, have led to the upsurge in remittances, including the introduction of the non-resident BVN and an exchange rate, which, according to her, encouraged more formal channels of remitting funds. Sharing the CBN governor's optimism that the figure could reach $1 billion per month by 2026, Dabiri Arewa said NIDCAM will continue to propagate activities like the Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit, National Diaspora Day, Diaspora Youth Summit, and constant engagement with the diaspora wherever they are. We move now to the Green Chambers, where the House of Representatives has reaffirmed its confidence in the leadership of the Speaker, Tajuddin Abbas, saying there is no plan to impeach. Agbese, who extolled the Speaker's leadership excellence, said Abbas had maintained outstanding qualities and respect for colleagues. Describing the Speaker as an exemplary leader, Agbese is promoting pro-members' welfare and constituencies' development. Dismissing the recent media report and alleged plans for the Speaker. Upon resumption from recess, Agbese described the report as speculative and a deliberate attempt to sow seeds of discord in the Green Chamber. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omono has reaffirmed his commitment to maintaining a people-centric governance structure devoid of godfatherism. Governor Omono, who stated this while fielding questions from Government House correspondents, said every Akwa Ibom citizen has equal access to the government portal for grants provided by his administration. The governor further said that the administration's empowerment scheme for 2026, with a budget of 31 billion naira, would accommodate more interested persons, including members of support groups, and cover different categories of grants, including the farmers' grants, traders' grants, SMEs grant, and skills acquisition grant. According to him, the idea is to stimulate the local economy. Hence, the reason he is putting 1 billion naira in the budget for each local government area in the 2026 appropriation bill. The local government will access the 1 billion naira on an individual basis, stressing that the grants will be given to people based on their local government of origin and not where their businesses are located. He explains that before the grants are released to the beneficiaries, they have to be enrolled at the Ibom Leadership and Entrepreneurial Development Center, ILEDC, for a refresher course on their chosen area of business, reiterating that government will validate all, not give money to any group leader in order to ensure proper accountability and transparency. He explained that support groups are social groups that volunteer to support a candidate whom they believe would provide good service and transparency. According to the governor, he was elected to the entire people of Akwa Ibom State, not individual groups, adding that inasmuch as he truly appreciates the groups for their support, he is committed to serving the generality of Akwa Ibom people. Government House correspondent Jane Owa reports that the state leader further stressed that no particular group or groups will have an exclusive right to the programs, as the programs are for every Akwa Ibom indigent, irrespective of their social status. In the meantime, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omo Basi Eno has approved the dissolution of Ethical and Attitudinal Reorientation Commission with immediate effect. A release signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Prince Enobongwa, says the government expressed its appreciation to the chairman and members of the commission and wished them success in their future endeavors. Accordingly, the chairman is directed to hand over to the Director of Administration and Supplies in the Commission before disengagement. Now to Africa, where the President of Ghana has said that he fired the West African country's Chief Justice after an investigation found her guilty of alleged abuse of office. Gertrude Rabba Agba Sake Tokono, 61, the third woman to head Ghana's High Court, was suspended from the post which she assumed in 2023 after several complaints were lodged against her. President John Mahama established a 5-member commission led by another Supreme Court judge to investigate the complaints, which included allegations of falsifying judicial records and misusing public funds. The commission found that the grounds for the alleged act had been established and recommended her removal from office. However, it was not immediately clear whether Tokono would face any criminal charges. On the foreign scene, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has arrived in the Chinese capital, Beijing, where he will be attending a military parade. The Victory Day parade on Wednesday will see Kim rub shoulders with China's President Xi Jinping, Russia's Vladimir Putin, and other world leaders, making it his first multilateral international meeting. Kim crossed into China today on board his armored train. His attendance marks the first time a North Korean leader has attended a Chinese military parade since 1959. Still on the foreign scene, Britain's government has announced it was suspending a scheme enabling families of refugees already in the UK to apply to join their relatives as it tries to reduce irregular immigration. Labour is struggling to stop record numbers of undocumented migrants arriving in the country by small boat, which is fueling a bitter national debate and boosting support for the anti-immigrant reform UK party. Interior Minister Vet Cooper said she was temporarily suspending new applications to the so-called refugee family reunion route as she moves to reform the system. Home Office figures released earlier this month showed there were almost 21,000 refugee family reunion visas issued in the year to June 2025, the vast majority handed out to women and children. Still to come in the news, Man City signed Donnarumma from PSG as Ederson. Stay tuned for details of these and more in just a jiffy. You people don't listen. I said, Mr. Many thanks for staying with us. Sincere apologies for that, break in transmission. On our business news, the federal government, through the Debt Management Office, DMO, is offering investors annual yields of up to 16.5% on its September 2025 federal government savings bonds. The DMO, in a circular on its website, announced that the subscription window opens immediately and will close on Friday, September 5, 2025, with settlement scheduled for September 10, 2025. Coupon payments will be made quarterly on March 10, June 10, September 10, and December 10, and will be paid directly to investors. The DMO offered investors two subscription categories of the federal government savings bond, which include a 2-year bond, which will mature on September 10, 2027, and attract an annual interest rate of 15.5%, and a 3-year bond set to mature on September 10, 2028, with a higher annual interest rate of 16.5%. Still in business, the Nigerian currency 1,526 per dollar from 1,531, indicating a strong start to the new week and month. According to data from the Central Bank of Nigeria website, this is the strongest rate that the Naira has traded in about 6 weeks on the Nigerian foreign exchange market. The Naira performed better at the parallel market as Cardinal Stone Research revealed that it gained 1.22% to settle at 1,527 per dollar, thus eliminating any need for speculative activities. We move now to health. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors (NARD) has issued a fresh 10-day ultimatum to the federal government and other relevant authorities, warning of an imminent nationwide strike if its outstanding demands are not addressed. The resolution was contained in a communique signed by NARD President Dr. Tokbe Oshundara, General Secretary Dr. Oluwashola Odumbako, and Publicity and Social Secretary Dr. Omoha Amobi, following an extraordinary National Executive Council meeting held virtually. The association required it had earlier given a 3-week ultimatum in July before extending the deadline by another 3 weeks to allow for further dialogue with stakeholders. However, it expressed disappointment that the government has yet to fulfill its promises. According to NARD, many resident doctors are still unpaid for their 2025 Medical Residency Training Fund, MRTF. It also decried the failure to settle 5-month arrears from the 25 to 35% consolidated medical salary structure, CONMES, review, along with other long-standing salary arrears, among others. Meanwhile, the communique stressed that all state governors must prioritize the welfare of doctors to curb emigration and ensure industrial harmony in the health sector. Still talking health, heart breathing may be early warning signs of heart failure. According to them, the disorder can present itself suddenly or evolve gradually over time, leaving many people unaware of its progression until it begins to disrupt their daily activities. They noted that while some people may experience abrupt episodes of breathlessness, others first notice simple fatigue and struggle to carry out routine tasks. Speaking on other causes of heart failure, the cardiologist listed dilated cardiomyopathy, rheumatic heart disease, peripartum cardiomyopathy, coronary artery disease, myocarditis, and cardiac tamponade. They said while some of these conditions are genetic or pregnancy related, others stem from infections or lifestyle related factors, stressing that ignoring these signs could be dangerous. To sports news, where Manchester City confirmed the signing of Italy goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma from Paris Saint-Germain today after selling the long-serving Edison to Fenerbahce. Donnarumma, 26, has penned a 5-year deal at the Etihad for a reported fee of £26 million. Donnarumma, who will wear the 99 shirt, was an integral part of the PSG team that won the Champions League last season and was in goal for Italy when they won Euro 2020. But his omission from PSG Super Cup squad was surplus to requirement in Paris after the club signed Lucas Chevalier from Lille. Still in sports, Rwanda head coach Adel Amrouche has named the final 24-man squad for the side's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Nigeria and Zimbabwe. Amrouche unveiled a 27-man provisional squad for both games last week. 3 players, Claude Smith, Kayinbanda, Njabilu Ishimwe and David Niyo, were left out of the squad. 20 players departed Kigali International Airport for Lagos today. They will connect a flight to Uyo later tonight. Amrouche's side will be up against the Super Eagles in a Match Day 7 encounter at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, on Saturday. On our entertainment news, Nigerian skit maker and content creator Raji Samad Adetola, popularly known as Mr. Sanku Comedy, is dead. Reports say Sanku was involved in a ghastly car accident along the Oyo-Ogbomosho Road in Ibadan yesterday. Sanku, who was riding in the car alongside his friend, was rushed to the hospital. They were reportedly pronounced dead few hours later. And that's all we have for you at this time. To ensure to follow us on all our social media handle and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 4. I am Ofonono Joseph. Good afternoon and thank you for watching.